Alright, welcome back to Pac-Manufactured, a series all about Pac-Man clones. In this episode we're looking at Pico-Man, developed by UrbanMonk in 2016 for the fantasy console Pico-8. I'm not going to explain what a fantasy console is. If you want to go and find out a little bit more about the Pico-8, there is a link in the description for you to do so. So yes, Pico-Man, this is a rather impressive and very accurate clone of the original arcade Pac-Man, with kind of no gimmicks of its own, unfortunately. But what it does do is accuracy, like incredibly well. This is essentially the arcade Pac-Man as you know it, developed for a system that shouldn't really be able to handle it too well, to be honest with you. It's a really surprisingly well done clone, actually. Like the AI is really well done. Very aggressive and exactly as you'd expect. Action is smooth and fluid. It's a really damn good clone, actually. Very impressed. There's a couple of drawbacks, unfortunately. The obvious and most noticeable one is the lack of sound in any form, unfortunately. I don't know why that is. Maybe it will be added in a future build. The other one is the forced scrolling maze. So you might think, this looks okay, actually, pretty decent clone in that regard. Unfortunately, that forced scrolling kind of makes it a little bit difficult to plan ahead, because you can't see what all the ghosts are doing at any given point. The joy of the original Pac-Man is that the big static screen with the maze in in full view allows you to sort of plan your strategies a little bit better, because you can see what every ghost is doing at any given point. Unfortunately, that is not the case in this one, so you often get blindsided a little bit, which is, a little bit of a downside, but it's not the worst. It's got to be said, you can see an awful lot of the maze at any given point. Some of the ports of Pac-Man that force a scrolling maze on you are infinitely more difficult than this. The Game Boy ports in particular are quite a memorable thing in that regard. But what those ports offer as an alternative is a static maze mode, which is kind of zoomed out and allows you to play it as the original arcade game would allow you, with a full view of the maze. So yeah, that's something else that this should probably have implemented at some point. Hopefully the developer is still working on it, because this is obviously quite a recent build. This one in particular came out this month, I think. So yeah, it's a really good port otherwise, a really solid take on Pac-Man. Not an awful lot going for it outside of the fact that it's a very faithful port, but at the same time, it's nice to see people developing clones this accurate. If you're looking for an alternative, then I would highly recommend this. So yeah, worth checking out.